Islam Makhachev backed down a second time from Ilia Topuria. Now, this is a report going on. I got to tell you, on a personal note, this very topic cost me a relationship with Islam. He took great offense to this. I think something was lost in translation. But either way, when you tell the story the way that it happened, and this story dates back exactly 1 year. I remember where I was. I was in Las Vegas, headed to the PI, filming The Ultimate Fighter, destroying Daniel Cormier. And this news breaks. And this news breaks that Ilia gave the belt back. Ilia's going to 55. Ilia has no guarantee that he gets a title fight. So Ilia begins campaigning for a title fight. He begins going to the media and he is sticking a finger, and I mean aggressively, in the chest of Islam Makhachev. And this had never been done. Like, nobody stuck a finger in Khabib's chest. Nobody really sticks a finger in those guys' chest. And it's out of respect. It's not like out of fear. They're just known as really nice guys. They're known as competitors. They're not really part of the entertainment era. So when Ilia starts doing this, it's making some headlines. The interesting part is Charles Oliveira quickly sees that Ilia is doing this, and Charles is going, no, I'm the #1 ranked guy. I appreciate your record. I appreciate your world championship. I'm ranked #1 at this weight class. You have no ranking at this weight class. Now, you want to know who agreed with Charles? Khabib. Khabib's the one that spoke on this, not Islam. And Khabib said, we're not going to fight him. He can come here and he can do anything. And I don't care what he does. But after he does the anything, then we'll fight him. He's not going to come in on day one with no ranking. He's not going to come in as the smaller guy. We've already done that. We did that favor not once. We did it twice for Volkanovski. We're not going to do it again. And if he's so good, have him fight anyone. And then we will fight him. But we are not going to debut against him. Now, somewhere along the way, and it was only a couple of weeks, Islam does the exact same thing that Ilia did, which is he gives the belt back and he says, I'm going up to 170 pounds. Now, that's just what happens. So if you never have these guys go head-to-head, if both of these guys rise to the top, and it's very arguable whose career has been more impressive. Like, we've seen more of Islam, so I think you guys kind of like lean towards Islam, and you're not wrong to do that. But Ilia Topuria, if it were not for paperwork, just straight up competition, was the 45, 55, and BMF champion simultaneously, which would make him the most decorated fighter in the UFC. Nobody has held at one time 3 belts. He had the right, competitive-wise, to make that claim. Paperwork stopped that from happening. Fair enough. So, if those guys never meet up, historically speaking, when we look back at this era, and we have to declare who was #1, or even right now, like, we don't necessarily have to think about this from the future. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m., they spit out a pound for pound. I believe that you have to give that to Ilia. You have to. I don't believe that you have an option. Now Islam's pushback is, hey, wait just a second. Not only would I fight that guy, I would beat that guy. That guy didn't have the right to fight me. I got the same balls that he does. I'm willing to go to 170 and I'll take on all comers. Like, Islam's not without an argument. It's just a matter of the playground rules do carry over to the octagon. I mean, ultimately, if there's 2 guys, right, and one guy wants the fight and one guy doesn't, it doesn't matter why. Ultimately, this is what I believe to be true. Now, Islam, I told you, it cost me a relationship with him. He pushed back. He says, hey, you got it wrong. But I don't have it wrong. What I just said is factually what happened, and then I shared my opinion that I think that you got to tip that scale towards Ilia. Okay, either way, he says I got it wrong. Fine. It appears that history, as it often does, has repeated itself. Because now, according to Ilia, and there's a rule in politics, if somebody makes a claim and you don't respond, we are then to believe that the claim is true, right? Not necessarily fair, but I'm just sharing with you. Ilia has came out and made a claim. And his manager, Malki, who's a very straight guy, backed it up. He said as of last week, we were told at the press conference that Justin Gaethje was called on Thursday and told he will not be part of the White House card. He was called on Friday and told he would be the main event of the White House card. Dana confirmed that. Didn't fill in the blanks, didn't say what happened from there, but he confirmed it. So Ilia filled in the blanks. He said, I was offered Islam. I said yes. And where that fell apart, like when Malki told the story, there was a number. Yeah, I'll fight Islam and it's for this number. And that maybe that was the problem. And then when Ilia told the story, it was that Islam was hurt. Either way, one consistency with the story is that Ilia accepted a fight with Islam. Now, I'm very curious about that. I'm very curious if Ilia was going to go up to 170 pounds, because in all fairness, that would show a level of courage that we have only seen one other time, and I'd have to go to Conor McGregor when he moved up to fight Nate Diaz. To be a 45-pounder, 55-pounder, and a 70-pounder in the same year, we just haven't seen that. I would respect that very much. I would understand it more if we did it in reverse. I wouldn't totally understand Ilia bumping to 170 with no title defenses, but I could wrap my head around it. Not to mention we got Gaethje, we elevate him, all's cool in the gang. I'm just curious. I'm personally curious, and it would make more sense to me if Islam was to return to 55. I just know, and Islam stated a few times that he would. Like Islam has never blinked on the idea of fighting Ilia, except for the 2 times that he was challenged by Ilia. So how do you reconcile that? What do you want to do with it? I mean, the guy's injured. What do you want to do? It's not his fault. The guy's in a different weight class, but I would like the rest of the story. I'm curious. I got to know everything. I have to know everybody's business. I have to know everything at all times. And I'm just curious. That was the one part that Malki and Ilia left out is what weight class? What weight class were they going to fight at? And it does matter. It does matter because whatever weight class it was, if that in fact was an offer, it doesn't have to happen at the White House. There's plenty of other dates. If it was a good enough to do in June, good enough to do in August.